Life is incomplete without ups and downs. We call these ups as success and downs as failures. When we go through the ups, we get appreciations, rewards from people. But when there are downs, we actually meet with frowns, discouraging remarks, and the same people tell us that we did not try, did not work hard enough, and many such reasons. I wish to quote Abraham Lincoln here. Life is never always a comedy. At times, it is a tragedy. You and I have experienced such small and big tragedies. Yes, in fact, some of the most influential people around us have cemented their legacies through their failures. Being a student, we often hear the word failed for having scored less than the required so-called passing mark, or for not putting our best foot forward, or for not winning a race, and the instances could be many. When I was in my 4th grade, I failed once in a subject which most people didn't like. Yes, mathematics, and I scored 12 on 30. I was badly upset that I spent a long time crying thinking about my marks and everything. Feeling bad about my failure was kind of usual until I got the realization. Now I am in 8th grade and I analyze my inability and have different perspectives to each and everything. It goes like this when we talk about failure. Failure is something that is common and it can be turned into success if we learn from the mistakes we committed. And failure is necessary to meet our destination. It took some time for me to understand this, and I'm glad that I don't cry anymore, and I'm now aware of how to handle them. What am I gonna do thinking of what's gone by? I cannot change the past, but I can change what's going to come by. So when this realization dawned, I started working hard, reduced the mistakes, and took utmost care not to repeat them. Now I know what stands for me in the future. From there on, I scored better, and I'm still doing so. So I realized it's better to prepare and to equip myself for the future rather than to repent for what I cannot change. Don't read success stories. You will only get a message. Read failure stories. You will get some ideas to get success. As quoted by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, failures strengthen us, educate us, and make us think about newer ways of doing things. Thus, take inspiration from failure stories, and that would highlight the possible mistakes to be avoided. To achieve a goal, we have to face those slips and misses. Of course, we have to, and that's life. I'm reminded of this old saying, try until you succeed. It is very true and will hold true at all times. Obstacles big and small will arise and must arise. It's okay if the obstacles blocked you, and it's okay to fail, but it's not okay to stay long in that state. Accept the blocks, come to terms with the defeats, but don't become emotional. Rise, get out of it, free yourself from the pains of failure, and prepare for the next step. Don't keep looking back at the failures of yesterday. Make new beginnings. There are always second chances for those who look for them. Let the stumbling blocks that come once in a while not become permanent blocks. Start things over and over again with an edge this time. It's easy to say wrap yourself up with positivity, but it is difficult to practice. But do we have a choice? In simple words, failure is not such a bad thing. Failure is seldom the end. It is instead a necessary part of our journey. May we keep our hopes alive and find our own ways for redemption.